Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into game 2 between Rox.Kis and Empire. We have up on bat Empire Happy against Rox.Kis Pomi. Let's go ahead and check it out as we have Khaldor casting with me today. Khaldor, good day to you, sir.
Good day, Gretorp. I thought we had the introductions already. Do you want to introduce me again?
Well, for all the people that just tuned in at home, I mean, come on.
Yeah, they
Your
should
face
not.
is very forgettable, let's be honest.
Yeah, it actually is. But they missed a really nice game, and you should make sure that if there's NASL on, you should tune in right from the start.
Well, here's the thing. If you do miss NASL for any unknown reason, you can check out everything on YouTube, where you can see everything in 1080p. YouTube.com/NAStarLeague. And I'm just kidding. Khaldor, you have one of the most beautiful faces in esports, no homo, or maybe some, whatever.
Thank you.
You are definitely not a forgettable face. People probably know you by your voice and your face. It's just so unforgettable.
I'm actually flattered right now. My cheeks are turning red and everything. People just can't see it.
You look like
you already know. That's how well you know me.
I know, man. We go back. We go back. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about these two players, as I know Pomi is a rage quitter and Happy, a really good Terran, but not to be biased.
Happy is one of those Terran players that everyone on the European server is annoyed about. He's a little bit like Goody. He plays this mech style, and let's face it, nobody likes to play against mech. It can just be so frustrating if you play against a good mech player who is really, really patient, who knows his timings. Then it's just such a frustrating game, and that's how Happy managed to make an entire server hate him. No, not really hate him, but people were always like, oh my god, I'm up against Happy. This is going to be horrible. I have to concentrate the entire game. One small mistake and he will exploit it. He will punish me for it. So yeah, Happy is actually a really, really decent player. Really cool.
It's a true story that I've been TVPing on ladder a little bit and going mech, and every time I lose, I say, damn you, Artosis. And every time I win, I say, thank you, Artosis. So if you guys ever catch me on ladder and we meet up in TVP, I'm probably saying damn you, Artosis. So don't take it personally, Artosis. It's just I don't like mech in TVP. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about this game where we have a little bunker queso. But I don't think it'll be too fruitful. Never mind. Fruitful.
It shouldn't be. The Marine at least has 1 kill, but that's all that's going to happen. We have the expansion now up and running for Pomi, and the photon cannon is being placed down.
Not a huge fan of this style of expanding.
No, me neither.
But
it should work.
Yeah, it gets the job done. I think going double gateways is fine, but this way actually protects against cheeses a lot better. I shouldn't say cheeses, more so if you've ever seen that Reaper Hellion type of expand. The Hellions provide really good, or excuse me, the photon cannons provide really good static defense and additional support for that SimCity, so it helps out quite a bit.
I'm really good to see what exactly Happy is going to do. So far, he doesn't make any attempts of trying to go for an expansion on his own. He's throwing down a bunker, his wall, in order to make sure that he doesn't die to any incoming shenanigans. And he is going for the starport while having 2 gas, so we might well just see the cloaked banshees. And I have to say, obviously with a forge, you have one means of getting detection into the game, but I still think that without the without the robotics, you are in a lot of trouble if that cloak banshee hits your base.
TT1 did this a while back when he actually beat Nada in the GSL Super Tournament. Nope, not the Super Tournament. The like World Invitational. I think that was something like that. I forgot what it's called now. But he did that against Nada and actually beat him. And the thing you have to identify is if you see your opponent not going for an expansion, you have to put down cannons at your natural and your main. And if you don't, you can get punished really hard. Obviously, you can coin flip it, but we can see a robotics facility coming out here. Now, what this actually does, because you went the Forge and you're not going upgrades, you're weakening your army going into this. And there could be a situation where, let's say, a 1-1-1 could potentially do a lot of damage. And oh no, Happy is able to get in here and see what's going on. With this one Hellion, this is a disaster, actually, because Pomi is going to be completely scouted out, but nice probe micro.
Very well done. Surrounding the Hellion. I actually thought he would lose a bunch of his probes because we don't have any ranged units just yet. He didn't have the Stalker, so I expected a lot of probes to die, especially after this first shot on the beautiful lined up probes where all the shields were already gone. But this was quite a nice micro. Very well done by Pomi. I have to give him some credit for that. And let's see how he's going to defend against the Banshee that's headed his way now.
This is going to be very difficult. I don't think he'll be able to defend against this too well. And as I was saying before, going this just continuation of getting the robotics facility, I think really weakens you against something like a 1-1-1. And Happy is obviously doing... No, he's not doing a 1-1-1, excuse me.
Pomi loses a Stalker. He loses a Stalker to the Banshee harass. He's just trying to attack. He might lose a Sentry as well if he doesn't pay attention now.
And look at that. He's just continuing the probe kills. Now, let's go ahead and look at the income. He is right now at 27 harvesters. Nope, 30 harvesters, 31 harvesters. And a lot of them not mining at this point. So this is not looking good for Pomi right now. He is so far behind, even though he's gotten this super fast expansion. Even with this observer checking out the base, there's already a Raven out. There are 3 barracks out, and this is going to be a continuation push. And Pomi, he's going to be a launcher. Look, he can even use all of his chrono boost. This is so disastrous.
He just lost a second Stalker as well. It's kind of incredible how much damage one Banshee can actually do. Killing 2 Stalkers and roughly like 6 or 7 probes. It was just horrendous to watch. It was actually painful. And we have, as you already said, we have a very decent tech for Happy. He has Stim about to finish. Combat Shield is on his way. We have him with Marauders now just trying to go for his opponent's base. And the Raven will have enough energy for the point defense drone so that he can actually just try to block the Stalker shots. So this is going to be really, really tough for Pomi to deal with.
Look at this. Pomi is going to have to put down an additional cannon. Yeah, Sentry's warping in at this point, but I like that little fake out. It forces Pomi to be a lot more defensive. Let's go ahead and look at everything. 32 harvesters, 241, but the double mules help out. It just about equalizes the mineral count. You can see that what's actually happening is there's more gas being mined for the Terran player than the Protoss. And here we go, auto turret plus Stim, Marines, and Marauders. Let's see how much damage this does.
Actually quite a lot. He's already targeting down the sentries of his opponent, and sentries are not really the cheapest units. Backing off again. Actually didn't lose a single one of the sentries, did he? He just lost the shields and a bunch of the hit points, but still Happy is ahead in his overall supply. We have 62 against 70, and here comes the Templar Archive and the Charge Tech. It's a little bit of an odd build by Pomi. I actually don't know if I love it or if I hate it.
Yeah, Pomi, the one thing I guess he has advantage over his opponent is those upgrades. The 1-1 is about to finish up. But this army composition out for Happy is, you know, much better developed than his opponents. And you can see these medevacs are just doing an immense amount of damage. He needs to be careful not to overextend, but I think he's in a great position. Look at this drop. I don't think it can actually be cleaned up by the Zealots and Sentries that are out right now. Another warping of units are going to come down right here. Pomi's going to lose.
Too late.
Oh god, this is terrible.
Yeah, it's way too late. He should have used at least 1 cannon in order to stop those drops. This position was so vulnerable from the beginning, and he saw it, so why didn't he put at least 1 cannon down if he already tries to go for the cannon heavy play? And now you're perfectly right. He can't defend against this drop. He already lost a bunch of his probes, and now the army that he's warping in, it's just not enough. Pomi's down to 57 against 91 supply, and Happy's just going for it.
Yeah, Happy, oh my god, is he actually going to allow his opponent to take out the Nexus? I think he's at a point where he can just stim down the Nexus, and that's what he's going to do. He stims down the Nexus. Oh, boom! Okay. Stims down the Nexus and it lifts up.
Yeah, it leaves the vicinity of the of the area. And did he just leave without GG?
From the beginning, you know, Pomi is a rage quitter. So there you go. Rox.Kis Pomi will lose game number 2. I think it just came down to the build order that time around. You know, going for the Robo, I just have to question. And then he went up to High Templars. You're basically saying, I'm going to have no units for the beginning and middle part of the game. I'm just working to end game. And if you let your opponent just, you know, do whatever, no, I shouldn't even say that. If you don't get any units in the beginning, you're going to die to any sort of slight pressure. And that's what we saw.
I really don't know. There are just so many things that he could have done better, especially this one Banshee did way too much damage. He could have tried to micro his Stalker a little bit, trying to draw the Banshee into the range of the cannon in order to let it help out, wait for the second Stalker, just trying to buy a little bit of time in order to be able to defend against it. But he lost 2 Stalker, he lost a lot of his probes as well, and from this point on it just basically went to hell. He couldn't do anything about it. I feel like if he would have executed this build a little bit better, it might have been a lot stronger, but still, it seemed just to be very, very weird.
Yeah, that's what it came down to, and it defends against a particular brand of Terran that we didn't see Happy do. On top of that, I mean, I said it before, you can't really go to that Robotech too early. You have to rely on your Forge to keep you safe, number one, from any pressure, whether it be one base all in or it's going to be some sort of expansion-based play. Rely on the upgrades. I mean, you got your Forge, get your upgrades really fast, get that +1/1, chrono boosted out as fast as possible, empower your Zealots and your Sentries in that early game stage, because those are going to be a lot more cost efficient, I think. Get your Stalker count up, and then you're able to, you know, sort of deal with any composition that comes your way. But going this style where you go, what was it, straight to High Templars and you get Robotics Bay to just get Observers, that's a very, very costly, you know, tech to actually go to. And we saw Pomi pay for it, and, you know, we saw the Rage quit at the end. Unfortunate. He did that in the NSQ as well. That's why I said that in the beginning. But TT, I didn't actually think it was going to happen again.
Well, it did. And this puts the score to 1-1. So the series is tied. And we are headed into the third game now. So ladies and gentlemen, the third match will be up in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after a quick break with the third game of the team battle between Rox.Kis and Empire.